Hudson IDA regarding the Casetta Hudson Mansions Elks Club. A notice of public hearing on proposed financial assistance by the City of Hudson Industrial Development Agency. Can we get roll call attendance?
Heather Campbell. Will Johnson.
Present.
Cheryl Casluga, absent. Randall Martin.
Here.
Dominic Moranti, absent. Charles Millar, absent. Margaret Morris.
Here.
Have a form.
Good.
Mr. Chairman, I'll read the notice. Notice of public hearing of the proposed financial assistance by the City of Hudson Industrial Development Agency. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to section 859A of the General Municipal Law will be held by the City of Hudson Industrial Development Agency on the third day of December at 9:30 a.m. in the office of CEDC, 1 Hudson Avenue, or 1 Hudson City Center, Suite 301, Hudson, New York, regarding the consideration of the proposed financial assistance by the agency in connection with the adaptive reuse of the former Elks Lodge building at 601 Union Street in the City of Hudson for use as a hotel and related purposes as further described below. Hudson Mansion Partners LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, has presented a verified application on file with the agency requesting agency assistance with the acquisition, renovation, construction, and equipment for adaptive reuse for use as a hotel and related uses, consisting of A, acquisition by the agency of title to and or a leasehold or other interest in approximately a 0.4057 acre parcel with existing improvements at 601 Union Street, Hudson, New York. Conversion of approximately 22,586 square feet, historically significant building formerly known as the Turry Villette Mansion and the Elks Lodge, and construction of a new 10,700 square foot building to create 41 guest rooms, lounge and dining areas, a spa and a wellness area, modern event space, the improvements, and C, the acquisition and installation in and around the improvements of certain machinery, equipment, and other items of tangible personal property, the equipment, and collectively with the land and the improvements, the facility, all with an estimated total cost of $46,842,900. The application proposes the granting of financial assistance within the meaning of section 854.14 of the General Municipal Law with respect to the foregoing, including potential exemptions from certain sales and use tax, real estate transfer taxes, mortgage recording taxes, and a payment in lieu of tax agreement, collectively known as financial assistance, and the lease with an obligation to purchase or sell the project facility to the company or such other person as may be designated by the company and agreed to by this agency. The agency is considering whether A, to undertake the project, and B, to provide certain exemptions from taxation with respect to the project, including exemptions from mortgage recording taxes with respect to any qualifying mortgages or other documents, if any, recorded by the agencies with respect to the project in the office of the County Clerk of Columbia County, New York, or elsewhere. 2, exemption from deed transfer taxes on any real estate transfer of any with respect to the project. 3, exemption from sales and use tax relating to acquisition, construction, renovation, and installation of the project facility. And 4, an abatement or exemption from real property taxes levied against the project pursuant to a pilot agreement. The proposed financial assistance deviates from the agency's uniform tax exemption policy. The agency will follow the procedures for deviation from such policy as set forth in section 874.4 of the General Municipal Law prior to granting such portion of the financial assistance. The agency chair or administrative director on behalf of the agency will, at said time and place, hear all persons with views on the location and nature of the proposal or the financial assistance being contemplated by the agency in connection with the proposed project. A copy of the application filed with the company by the company with the agency with respect to the project is available for public inspection during business hours at the offices of Columbia Economic Development, the agency's administrator, at 1 Hudson City Center, Suite 301, Hudson, New York, and the copy will be made available on the agency's website. Said time and place, all persons with views of the proposal will be heard. Written commentary may be submitted prior to the hearing to M. Tucker at ColumbiaEDC.com. The transcript or summary report of the hearing will be made available to members of the agency. Chairman, that concludes the public notice published in the Register Star newspaper within the adequate notice time required by law.
Thank you. Now we go to the public.
Yes, the developer has a brief presentation. It's my understanding, Spencer.
Think Jerry Gallo from RIL is on site. I'm not sure we have as much of a presentation as we are prepared to be there to answer any questions that might come up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
But you
Great.
can use stuff. Not so much a presentation about the project, I just wanted.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you mind?
Come over here. Jerry is maybe identify
Yes,
yourself
I'm gonna
and your role.
introduce
Yes.
myself. I am Jerry Gallo. I'm the Director of Construction for RL Companies and Affiliates. RL is a developer ourselves, but in this particular project, we're operating as local representative, as this company is based in California. We do this across the country. We work on extensive different types of hospitality projects, currently working in Manhattan, Florida, upstate here in Hudson, New York, Telluride, Colorado, Steamboat Springs. Again, we do our own projects, but primarily we help other developers work on hospitality projects. We were brought on board to help with the construction cost of the project. First, with an estimation of what we thought it was going to land at, and ultimately now having actual bids for the project. We've been in close contact with Mike, letting him know where we stand. We use the local, sorry, what's Sarah's company's name?
Hudson Valley Economic Development Corporation.
Yeah, we use the Hudson Valley Economic Development Corporation to help us put together the application to make sure it fit within the guidelines. And we're here before you today to just answer any questions if you have anything directly towards us. Mike covered the property statistics. There's one thing I would like to point out is that this is truly a hotel. It's a 41-room hotel. The other notes is just marketing material. We don't have a spa or a wellness center. It has a small, gymnasium type thing with a treadmill and a freestanding sauna. That's it. We don't have a freestanding spa. We have an outdoor pool, so you're all from Hudson, so that's good for about 2 months out of the year. And we have a lawn. So that's the extent of it.
What is the extent of the banquet space?
There is none.
None, the addition didn't include any?
No.
Okay.
There's no banquet space. We have a small bistro on the ground floor right next to the lobby.
Great.
I'm happy to, I'll sit down unless you have questions.
Has the Historic Preservation Committee reviewed any of the plans for this building and have given you their approvals?
Yes, all approvals, including,
Architectural drawings, et cetera, et cetera.
including-
Sorry, my name is Collins there.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's appropriate for questions and
Yeah,
answers.
like if we had any questions.
Well, but it's not at a public hearing, it doesn't allow
Yeah,
for.
if there's any questions.
Yeah, I know, but,
But just to answer, I'll answer that question. Yes, it's all approved, including National Park Service.
Great.
and that took what, 2.5, 3 years to get those approvals?
Yes.
Yeah.
So those last proposals that I wrote.
Wait, it's a public hearing.
Public
You can't
hearing.
have questions.
Oh.
Not by law. I mean, it's not by me.
Okay, no, I understand that's public hearing.
You can get up and respond, but you can't have dialogue.
So members of the public, please state your name for the record and any comments.
Thank you. Collins Stair, owner of Stair Galleries here in Hudson, Stair Restoration. Why? Given the deficit in our city and the economic hardship that we have and the struggles with our school system, would we give away, but I understand $600,000 to $800,000 over a time period? Maybe it's less, maybe it's more over a period of time to this organization. I just don't understand the economics of it. As a businessman that runs a $30 million a year business with 33 employees here in the county, I am aghast that you'd actually consider this. Why? I look at their website, I've seen some of their financials, they're a really well-run business, they can afford to do this. Why is the big question. I mean, I could go into great detail about traffic, parking, all of those other things that have with this current new hotel, which is beautiful, by the way. But why would we give away this kind of economic thing? And I understand, Mike, it's gonna be bed tax. What is that bed tax versus the cost? I just don't buy into it. The math is far too fuzzy. I can do it on the back of an envelope and it just doesn't make sense. These days have to end. It's just gotta be over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's just, it's preposterous. It's absolutely wholly unacceptable. And I mean, I'm happy to answer, well, can't have any questions. You know, but I just don't understand how that would be possibly the case. So I would ask you, I would urge you to relook at this and put a fork in the road and say, why are we doing this? What's the reality? Step back and look at this from 30,000 feet up. Does it really make sense for the near term, the long term? I can't seem to make sense in my mind. All right. And I'd also like to say, I'm sitting here with Nick and Ed, we've never got a single cent and we've never asked for anything whatsoever. So maybe this is the way things are done, but I think given our circumstances here in this city with the challenges that we're facing, it's preposterous. And I'll plan to do everything I can to fight you every single step of the way if you're gonna go forward with this. So I also started out my career at the Hudson Elks Lodge, right? So I have a history with that building. I don't want to see it get remodeled. You know, which is the term we use in old buildings, like it's gonna get rearranged and redesigned. I'm sure you guys could do a great job, no doubt about it, but you should pay for it yourself. That's my 30 cents. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public?
Two behind you.
Nick?
Hi, my name is Nick Haddad. I was going to say pretty much the same thing as Colin said. I'm a business person here in the city of Hudson. And between the two of us, I think we pay taxes. We don't even want to throw the numbers at you. We don't ask for anything from the city. I do know, however, that the additional, and I don't have any objection to you trying to run a luxury hotel.
Absolutely.
The very fact the word luxury is synonymous, I mean, it's synonymous with something other than putting your hand out. And none of us put our hand out for this kind of operation. I also know too that the burden on the city will increase disproportionately to the money that you're asking for right now. We will need, anytime any development like this occurs, it costs the city money. It costs the city money in just general services. It costs it as far as our constabulary. You're getting from us, you're getting a fire department, a police department, you're getting a whole range of issues here in order to be able to run a luxury enterprise. You must have done the numbers too, you know this is going to work. But if you think the only way it'll work is for a give back, then you didn't do your work.
There's plenty of real estate in Poughkeepsie for you.
Right. And the very fact that you mentioned Hudson in the same breath with Steamboat Springs and Telluride and so forth tells me you've done your homework. You've found that niche market that will underwrite your expenses. But the very fact that you're asking from a stressed out city some kind of assistance, it's unseemly, frankly. And I find it, quite frankly, horrifying that an affluent organization that is willing to put a luxury hotel in the city turns around with its hand out. There are plenty of other operations in this town that deserve the assistance that unfortunately we can't always give them. But I won't stand, personally, will not stand for it.
I'd just like to expand again, follow a little bit of this. How about we provided you money for workforce training?
Please, direct it to the board.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't direct it to the applicant, direct it to the board.
sorry, then how about we give them some money for something like workforce training or something like that that's gonna help them get organized, because I mean, there's a million problems to delve into this. Where's the staff gonna come from this? So it's already straight in place. Where's that staff gonna live? You know? It's just, we're building a layer on top of a problem layer on top of a problem layer. So I just, you know, I want to say that this is a great development, great thing. It could be really beautiful and a historic building that needs to be restored. It would be really wonderful to get this done, but they should do it for themselves.
Thank you,
I really thank you all for your time and listening to us.
thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Lord,
Lloyd Alden Kenny. I am in full accord with Colin and Mr. Haddad. So the city is currently has a budget that's short $385,000, I believe is the number, and then there's some question about another salary that wasn't put before the board that they're looking to amend any budget that does get adopted. And then add another salary, which could be 40, 50, 60,000 with benefits. So we're now looking at $440,000 deficit. And this proposal is preposterous, is that we would not balance our revenue and our expenses. It's preposterous that we don't balance the revenues with the expenses as is required by law in the state of New York. We're not doing that here. So the city, you know, has its own, you know, entity and its own, you know, I don't want to say, but we'll have a budget deficit in the upcoming year. And they want to raise taxes, not as bad as Kingston, okay, but when you say Hudson should be a premium. You know, these hotels here are booked. They're not gonna have a problem. They're not gonna have a problem making money. They should pay a premium. No handouts. Hudson is a desirable place to be for these luxury hotels. Telluride, my goodness, Steamboat Springs, Utah, New York, Florida. Where was the other place? You know, this is not, and then the housing for their staff. You know, they should take some of these rooms and provide housing for their own staff. You know, and then we won't even talk about parking. So these plans, I know it's an existing location and parking is its own thing. I do understand that. So, but all these complications that come with the, you know, the undue burden that they want to put on the people of the city of Hudson, it's just not right. Not right at all. And, you know, I don't understand city and, you know, an IDA that would permit this. It's just not right. I mean, to speak to the facts, I'm just trying to give you cogent facts, the budget deficit. Okay, this is gonna go on how far? They have no problem renting, you know, filling their rooms. So no handouts, no benefits, no tax exemptions. You know, we already have problems with too many tax exemptions in the city. So there's my 2 cents, and you know, I'm in accord with these 2 other gentlemen. Thank you.
thank you. Any further comments from the public? Or anyone online?
I just want to clarify something.
Mhm.
I am with RL Companies Affiliates. We are not the owner of the property. We are a paid representative of them. We're the ones who are working on those projects in those places. They had nothing to do with this owner nor this project. We are representing other owners on those projects. I was merely trying to give you an understanding of our experience level. They have nothing to do with this.
So just on that point,
Wait, this is,
I just to the board. Those projects, this developer represents, and he makes the point that they represent luxury organizations. So the point is well taken, and it should be registered with all of us that this is a developer from California that is looking to do a luxury installation here. And they intend to profit from it. And as a city, we're gonna have to provide services. And right now, we're at a deficit. You know, the youth department is trying to get, you know, their funding so they can continue to operate in the way they've been operating. And then we're gonna cater to luxury people that are making a lot of money.
Thank you. Any comments from anybody online?
I have a comment, Nicole Vidor from Allen Street. I'm a small business owner here. I started my own business 10 years ago. The city of Hudson does nothing for small businesses. There's no support, there's no interest, there's no concern. And I'm going to second what Lloyd and Nick and Colin said. Not only is this unseemly and horrifying, it's obscene. There are people here, I'm packing food for people that can't even afford to buy dinners here. And you're talking about giving a huge corporation our money. And you just raised our taxes by 3.9%. This is absolutely, totally, and completely ridiculous that the city of Hudson, as Lloyd just pointed out, can't even make their budget. And you're talking about supporting a corporation. It's absolutely grotesque. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor,
Yep.
where does this go next? What decisions are made from here? What's the process for them? What are the next steps? And how do we stay involved and notified what's happening? What are our next steps, guys?
The next step is to schedule a special meeting, presumably on Wednesday, December 17th at 9:30 here, which would be 2 weeks from today. For the agency to consider whether to approve it or not approve it.
And so you would not have voted on it by that time, and will there be any more public input at that point? And how do we further our involvement with public input, and to whom should we direct that sort of thing?
Chris, this is the public hearing. This is the opportunity for that. Is that not correct?
Yes, this is the public hearing at which the board has solicited input into this project, and the proposed financial assistance. So, unless the board wants to keep the public hearing period open for a day or two to, take written comments, that would be their option, for example, or some period of time.
I think we all vote for public comments to be extended.
Ma'am,
4 o'clock Friday.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So to be clear, the opportunity for public comment, in addition to this meeting, will be by written comment to my attention at mtucker@columbiaedc.com by 4 p.m. on Friday.
So if I may, on the agenda today,
Okay, wait, should I close it?
We close the public
Let me
hearing.
close
Go
it.
to-
it's in response to what are the next steps.
Okay.
So there is on the agenda today, an update on projects for Casetta. So is that discussion going to go through some detail that the public might talk
But
about?
I think it was just to discuss the next steps.
I see, okay, thank you.
I just want to state, it's the job of the board to review all of the applications that come before us. We don't go out and solicit these applications. We don't have a preconceived approval or denial. Our job is to put them in front of us and bring in the public as well. With that said, can I get a motion and a second to adjourn the public hearing?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I would now like to open up the regular IDA meeting for December 3rd.
Chairman, if I could ask to move the item on the project report on Casetta so our desk can leave ahead of our other business. I think as we just discussed, there is a report online that was prepared by Camoin doing an evaluation of the proposal. There will be additional information posted by Monday with respect to the internal review of the numbers by CEDC. And I would assume that the developer would do a response by Friday, but that would be up to them if they wanted to, review the project benefits that are in the application. And that is also online. There's a document where they outlined where they thought the benefits to, that they were bringing in return for the benefits they were seeking, met. And then Lisa would attempt to see if we can't get a meeting scheduled on 2 weeks from today, on Wednesday, December 17th at 9:30 a.m.
And the original submission from the applicant is also online, correct, with all of their financials?
Yes.
Would we be responding to the comments or responding to the Camoin report?
Whatever you want to come on, yeah, you'll have the opportunity to, after going back and talking to your client, decide what you would like to share with the board.
Okay.
In advance of a meeting, consider the resolution.
Okay.
So public comments closed, or I mean, one more?
No, public comments are closed for the public hearing, but at the end of this meeting, they'll be available again.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Nicole. You're welcome to stay, but I know you both had time limits.
Excellent. Good luck.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. You betcha.
Go back to the minute.
Yeah, well, we have to do attendance, call of attendance.
Heather Campbell. Here. Jamal Johnson.
Present.
Sheriff Luke is absent. Randall Martin.
Present.
Dominic Moranti is absent. Charles Miller is absent. Margaret Morris. Present. We have a forum.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the minutes from November 12th, 2025?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Financial committee report?
We're not having,
Okay.
we're withdrawing that
I would like,
okay, unless you needed to do something. You didn't have anything.
No,
Okay.
I sent you the financials. I thought we were gonna present those, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Though. Unless other people are concerned.
All the time. I didn't get anything.
I would like to get permission to use escrow money from the developer to pay Camoin. It was a $5,000 bill. Because our next meeting with him, I want to get them paid by this year.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so you'll forward me the.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll pass to you, Mike, for the administrative director's report.
In your packet, we have a administrative service contract proposal. It's consistent with the current contract with 2 exceptions. One is a request by CEDC to increase the base fee from $12,000 a year to $500 a month. And that relates to all of the administrative work that Lisa and I do, along with other staff, relating to scheduling meetings, paying, we pay for the minutes, for Linda out of that fee. We pay $120 a month for QuickBooks license for this. It doesn't qualify as a not-for-profit, so so there are other expenses that come out of that account. In addition, we're requesting an increase in the supplemental fee. It's currently structured that CEDC would be paid 10% of the fee that the developer pays to the agency at closing, up to $10,000. We're finding with these 20 and 30 and $40 million projects that is just not sufficient to cover our cost. And we're requesting that it be 10%, remain at 10%, but increased up to 25,000. So on a $40 million project with a $400,000 fee, we're asking you to give us $25,000 towards that if it closes. And we are taking the risk on doing all the work to a point where we bring it to you for consideration and you deny it. So we don't mind taking that risk, but it is the amount of time that that we've spent on this and other recent deals has been far exceeded what we originally agreed to. Other than that, the contract just changes the dates and updates the contract for 1 year. And it does have a provision in it that you know, it can be terminated on relatively short notice if you're not satisfied with our ongoing efforts.
And that fee is paid by the applicant.
Well, it comes out of the fee that you would receive. The 18,000 is paid out of your bank account. And the incentive is paid to the extent that a project that has come before you is approved and actually closes. That, you know, that they actually go through with the project.
So Randall, if we go through with the project, we get an administrative, the IDA gets an administrative fee. So out of that, so the 12 to the 18,000 is an operational cost. That just comes out of the IDA budget.
Right.
If we close a project, the IDA gets a 1% administration fee. Out of that fee, the $10,000 to $25,000 is paid out of that fee.
To CEDC, which is the.
The CEDC.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you could get, at some point, you could get to a point where you felt you had sufficient funds in the bank or you were doing projects on a regular basis at a pace that you would hire your own director. But right now you're getting, you know, even if that was a part-time person, we're fulfilling that role for you under contract, which is the same as we do for the county IDA. So there is some, you know, efficiencies and you know, the commonality between the two contracts.
Yeah, I mean, I can just say, having, I think, been the person longest on the IDA of the people that are here anyway, is that I can absolutely concur that the amount of work has increased exponentially over the amount of time that I've been here. We went from basically having no projects to all of a sudden having a pipeline of projects. And, you know, I spend a fair amount of time with Mike looking at the financials and things and, you know.
In fact,
So I think it's very reasonable.
in fact, since 2021, you've approved 5 projects totaling $113 million, creating 373 construction jobs, 100 operating jobs, and bringing in bringing in, if JL Edwards closed, well, you've brought in over $800,000 in fees, and if they close, it's another 400.
I'm trying to figure out what the 5 are.
Hudson Food Ventures, Pocketbook, 76, and Providence Hall.
Okay, that's 4.
And we approved JL Edwards, but it hasn't closed.
Fair enough.
And then we have 1 pending and 1 project terminated by not meeting the 3-year construction deadline.
Right.
So it's
right.
It's been 7 projects and so, well, thank you.
Are we voting on this?
We would request that.
I make a motion to accept the revised CED administrative service contract for the fiscal year 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any update, Chris, on Crescent or Top of Warren, as it's legally known?
I have no further updates. We are still waiting for their completion of their title and survey. And that's all we're really waiting for them to tell us they're ready.
Pass that around. Thank you. I do giving you a report that I received this morning at my request from on Hudson Depot Loft Apartments. On the front page is what they had agreed to provide or based on the approvals. 12 low-income units, 4 1-bedrooms, 4 2-bedrooms, 4 3-bedrooms, 32 1-bedrooms for workforce, 16 2-bedrooms, and 4 3-bedrooms. Those rents are set by government standards. And what they have indicated, they have, you know, out of the 64 units, they have 18 with signed leases. They have 6 current leads and they have 5 waiting for tours. Um,
Oh, that next set of numbers must be applications, right?
yes, yes.
Because it adds up to more than 64 units. I couldn't figure out what was going on there.
So are all of the 12 low-income units leased?
Colin indicated that he had taken an employee over there, and that, and now I understand what they told him. It was a single person looking for a bedroom, and those are taken. It would appear here that, preferred income, 5 one-bedrooms and 4, those are the applications. So I have to have them give us, what the breakout is of the 18 leases. But I'll have that for the next meeting.
So there were 31 people who
Didn't meet the credit qualifier. They didn't meet the credit.
to be able to.
And remember, the difficulty here is
Yeah, no.
that there's a very narrow band. If you take what the state says, you can take 35 times the rent, and if you don't make that, you don't qualify. But there's a cap on that, that if you make 42%, 42 times the rent, you're outside of the band. So it is an issue.
And there's another 22, 31, 30, another 35 that applied but are over the 130 AMI.
Yeah.
But I note that they're listed as over income, but they're not listed as decline.
I will get a chart that shows how many they've rented it at,
So assuming that all of the low-income units have been leased, and there are 18, so only 6 of the units at the higher rate have been leased, is that correct?
well,
Six.
I know that all 4 one-bedrooms have been leased. In the 80% category, because Colin was attempting to get one for an employee, and they told him that, there's a waiting list for those 4 units.
Okay.
Any questions, further questions there? On the Pocketbook, Hotel, Pocketbook Hudson, the mayor, presided over the ribbon cutting, along with, other community leaders, and the owners, a week or so ago. My understanding is that, a lot of people are going to check out the restaurant and the bar, and the facility. They are continuing to work on, finishing out the fit up of the banquet space, the spa, and the, offices and art gallery area. As you'll recall, the banquet space and the spa are in really separate buildings. They may be attached because, but they weren't built, at the same time as the, main building. I think they're pleased with how it came out. They're obviously got a lot of moving parts with, their business model. It is a self-contained 40-room hotel with a restaurant and bar, but they have a whole floor, factory style that's going to be the stalls for different, businesses. They have a clothing store that's going to be have space on the second floor. And, they will have some offices to rent as well. So they're still fitting that up, but they did open the hotel, and I don't know how their occupancy is going, but
I said it's been fully capacity every weekend.
that's great. Penrose, Chris Brown and I met with Darren Scott, who is the upstate head of the state housing, division of community renewal. We meet with him once a year, the week before Thanksgiving. He always comes here. It's a great hour and a half. He's very aware of the fact that, the IDA has approved, financial assistance for that project, as long as it gets the, low-income housing tax credit allocation. We made him aware, in real time of the fact that the school district voters did approve the sale of the school, so that, it does hopefully put their application, further up the chain of, project ready. And Penrose just opened their 156 unit development at the Ulster County Jail. And I keep getting emails from them announcing facilities that they're opening in other cities and other states. They certainly have the financial capacity to do the project if they can get the state grants. So we keep you updated on that.
What's the deal with K&R?
Someone was telling me that people are very satisfied
Yeah.
with how it's going, and I don't know, for what next,
That's all.
I'll find out what percentage of apartments they've
Yeah,
updated.
just curious.
Yeah, most of the windows, the new windows are in, the new kitchens are in. They're working on the carpeting and all of that, but it
Robert
looks,
Solomon's kind of work.
yeah, it looks really good.
Good.
Yeah.
And
So Mike, we should touch base again on like when we're expecting pilot payments from them also.
Yeah. well, all of them are.
Yeah.
I did that this week.
Okay.
I don't know, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman, and I turn the agenda back to you.
Thank you. I'll now open it up for public comments. Go ahead.
Lloyd Alden Kenny. So Pocketbook Factory is absolutely gorgeous. My kudos to the architect, who I know personally, a good friend. He did a wonderful job. It's got a beautiful space. Feels good to be in there. It's high end, and I think that's suitable to, a position that I think Hudson has acquired as a luxury destination that's desirable in its own accord. It's not I don't want to compare it to it. It's not even, I mean, there's different parts to Hudson, but it's the mere fact that Hudson is mentioned in the same context as a Steamboat Springs, as Telluride, very high end, locales, New York, Florida, and whatever the other one was that the people that's helping the developer on what is it, on this new, the Elks? Yeah, I certainly think they can afford to pull this project off, and I certainly expect that it'll be profitable, and I think it's actually, I will even go to the other extreme and say that rather than just keep giving them handouts, we should be looking to take a premium just to be in Hudson, because it is that desirable. Good job, Mayor.
Any other public comment?
I have
There
a
being no.
question.
Go
I have a
ahead.
question.
Yes,
May I ask a question?
yes.
Okay, thanks a lot. I have two questions, actually. One, and I'm sorry for my ignorance, was the 7th Street loft building, did that have a pilot?
Yes, in return for the income restrictions on the 80% for the 12 units and the remaining units at 130%.
And
Okay,
can
Emma.
you tell me how many units in total there are? There's 64 units?
Correct.
And then could you tell me out of those, how many are low income and how many are working, and what is working force? What is
12 are low income, with the 1 bedroom at $1,569 a month.
1569 is considered low income rent?
That's set by the state.
Yeah,
That's set by New York. And the workforce is 32 1 bedrooms at 2225. So
but can I just ask you something? Do they get assistance to pay 2025 for
not this
a
project?
1-bedroom workforce apartment for 2025?
No,
2225.
2225.
2225 for a what, 1 or 2 bedroom?
That's a 1 bedroom. The 2 bedroom is 27. 3 bedroom is.
I'm sorry, a 1-bedroom workforce for someone who's a worker here should be able to pay 2225 for a one-bedroom apartment? I think it has something to do with the other pilot. I'm just curious.
Nicole, it's based upon, the low income ones are at 80% of AMI. And the 52 so-called workforce are based upon being affordable at 130% of AMI. And so those rates are set based upon what the AMI is and what the state determines to be affordable. But none of the units, I was not on the IDA at the time, but none of the units in that building are technically market rate. They're all tied to being affordable at either 80% of AMI or at 130% of AMI.
Nicole, the issue is that the rules are set using the county median income, which is higher than the city's median income. So you, it does look, just if you're making $42,000 household income, median income in the city, you certainly can't afford to live here. Based on these
But
numbers.
what's the point then of it? What's the point of the city of Hudson giving a pilot for a place for people to live that they can't afford to live because it isn't.
This is designed for the school teacher who can't afford to live in the community at current market rents. It's for the EMS workers. This is for the next level up. It's for the not everyone. It's not only people under the median income who can't afford to live here. And so it was meant to serve people who perhaps two people each making $35,000 or $40,000 in their job, and they could live here in the city and not have to commute from
For
Spokane.
for $2,025 a month, and they make $45,000 a year.
If there are two people, that's $90,000 a year.
Even at that.
I'm having this
Okay,
conversation.
that's the end. I'm sorry.
We don't set the rules. We don't set the rules up. You can give me a call afterwards.
Sure, I'd love to.
The issue is that we're so overburdened in Columbia County with housing. The median sale price of a home right now is $500,000. You need to make $180,000 to live in there. So we've got to help people at all ends of that price spectrum.
Could you email this?
Yes, I'm gonna send you. I'll send you what we just handed out. If you call us with your
Can
email.
we also get an electronic copy?
Sure.
Is she done?
Anything
I've
else?
seen the apartments. I've toured it, and it's tragic. They're very small. I could get any one of those people that have to pay that price another apartment in Hudson for less.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just quickly, one point. So the proposed budget for 2026 is a deficit by $385,000. And they're actually looking to amend the budget once it's passed. There are efforts by the common council president and the mayor to add another salary for, I think it's an athletic director that currently is not provided for in the budget, was left out, it was omitted in the applications. So we are at a deficit and in need of other ways to raise revenue.
Lloyd.
So I'm sorry, this is my public
We
comment.
already heard. You
No, I'm
already
just
spoke.
reiterating and I'm done.
I get it.
I get that you want to cut me off.
Motion and second to adjourn.
I'm done. I said my piece and you heard me. Thank you, Mom.
Motion to adjourn.
Sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.